On Sunday, the International Criminal Court issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin. The move sent shockwaves through the international community and immediately raised a host of questions about the role of the ICC in global politics, the enforceability of the warrant, and what it might mean for countries around the world. Hey everyone, I'm Noah Zerbe. I'm a professor of global politics at California State Polytechnic University, Humboldt. Welcome to IR Explainer, where I explore the theories and concepts behind current events in international relations and global politics. Now, to be clear, the new arrest warrant for Vladimir Putin is certainly not the first high-profile arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court. Indeed, it's not even the first time the ICC has issued a warrant for a sitting head of state. In 2009, for example, the ICC issued an arrest warrant for Omar al-Bashir, the president of Sudan, on charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity for activities in the western Darfur region. And other former heads of state have faced trial at the ICC for crimes committed during their rule. For example, Charles Taylor, the former president of Liberia, was convicted in 2012 to a 50-year sentence for his role in the civil war in Sierra Leone. Former Serbian President Slobodan Milosevic was arrested in 2001 and died while on trial at The Hague for genocides, war crime, and crimes against humanity. But before diving into the specific warrant for President Putin, let's step back for a moment and look at the International Criminal Court itself. The ICC was established in 2002 as an independent international organization responsible for investigating and prosecuting individuals accused of genocide, war crimes, crimes against humanity, and aggression. The court is not a formal part of the United Nations system, though the two organizations cooperate closely under a formal relationship agreement. Under that relationship agreement, the Security Council can sometimes refer a matter to the ICC, as it did with the situation in Darfur in 2002 and the situation in Liberia in 2011. Similarly, the ICC can request the Security Council take action to address a situation that the ICC has heard, as it did in 2010 when the ICC requested the Security Council take action against Sudan for failing to implement arrest warrants against two citizens of its country. But what's particularly interesting about the current warrant is that while 123 countries are member states of the ICC, the United States, Russia, and China are all not members. The United States originally joined the ICC but later withdrew, citing concerns about political manipulation, overly broad authority of the ICC, and possible concerns that the ICC could claim jurisdiction over American nationals and military personnel in some circumstances. Russia similarly declined to join the ICC after an ICC ruling described its activities in Crimea as an ongoing occupation. The current warrant for President Putin was issued earlier this week based on allegations that Putin's policies led to the unlawful deportation of children and the unlawful transfer of people from the territory of Ukraine to the Russian Federation. The warrant represents a bold statement by the international community, potentially signaling its commitment to holding world leaders accountable for their actions. It's likely the culmination of significant diplomatic wrangling by the European Union and others. But it's also created some divisions within the U.S. government. President Biden appeared to support the decision, and even if the United States continues to refuse to join the ICC. Biden described the warrant as justified and said it made a very strong point to call out Putin's role in Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But the leadership in the Pentagon has historically expressed concern over that a similar process might be used to go after American civilian and military leadership for conflicts in Iraq and elsewhere. So how can the ICC issue an arrest warrant for President Putin if Russia is not a party to the ICC? Russia's non-membership status in the International Criminal Court certainly complicates the situation. As a non-party state, Russia is not legally obligated to enforce the ICC's decisions. However, the International Criminal Court operates under a principle of international law known as universal jurisdiction, which essentially allows the ICC to claim criminal jurisdiction over individuals who have committed particularly egregious crimes, regardless of where those crimes were committed. From the perspective of the ICC, its universal jurisdiction is intended to complement rather than compete with or to supplant national jurisdictions. In other words, the ICC will tend to defer to national criminal prosecution where that's viable, but it may claim jurisdiction where it says it's not. In any case, it's unlikely that President Putin would be arrested and handed over to the International Criminal Court in any case. Rather, he's likely to curtail his international travel to jurisdictions where he may face arrest. The real impact will be seen soon. South Africa is slated to host a summit meeting of the BRIC ministers, which includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, in August, and India is slated to host a meeting of the G20 in September. As parties to the ICC, both India and South Africa would be legally obligated to enforce an arrest warrant against Putin, but whether or not either country would risk damaging their diplomatic relations with Russia to enforce that warrant, it's unclear. Nevertheless, the warrant may hold symbolic importance in the current international conflict and could set precedent for shaping future court policies in this area. Will the ICC continue to pursue high-ranking officials and heads of state, or will it face a backlash for overstepping perceived boundaries? As such, I think this is an interesting development in international law and one that's worth following in the coming months. That's it for now. If you found this helpful, click the thumbs up button and subscribe to catch future explainers as I release them. Please leave any questions you have about this video or any suggestions for future explainer topics in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.